Hey everybody, buckle up because today we're talking about something that's been dividing travelers since, well, probably since the Wright brothers. Is it okay to take off your shoes on a plane? This question has sparked countless debates among frequent flyers and casual travelers alike. Now, I get it. Those tiny airplane seats aren't exactly made for comfort. The limited legroom, the confined space, and the long hours can make anyone feel a bit claustrophobic. And after a long day of travel, kicking off your shoes can feel like pure bliss. Your feet finally get to breathe, and it can be a small moment of relief in an otherwise stressful journey. But before you go wiggling your toes in the aisle, let's talk about some things to consider. Hygiene is a big factor. Airplanes are shared spaces, and what might feel comfortable for you could be unpleasant for others. Because you know me, I'm all about being kind and considerate, especially when we're all packed in together like sardines in the sky. Think about the smell, the sight, and the overall experience for your fellow passengers. So let's dive into this shoey situation and figure out how we can all have the most comfortable and respectful flight possible. Maybe bring a pair of clean, comfortable socks or even some travel slippers to change into. And don't forget, flight attendants are there to help. If you're unsure about the etiquette, just ask them. They've seen it all and can offer some great advice. Ultimately, it's about finding a balance between your comfort and the comfort of those around you. A little consideration goes a long way in making everyone's flight experience better. Ready for takeoff? Let's go! Okay, let's address the elephant in the room. Or should I say, the foot in the aisle. We've all been there, right? You're on a long flight, trying to get comfortable, maybe even catch a nap, and suddenly, a mysterious odor wafts by. It's like someone opened a gym bag full of forgotten socks. The reactions are almost immediate. People start looking around, trying to identify the source. Some might even cover their noses or make faces. It's an unpleasant experience for everyone involved. Imagine this. Someone, perhaps unknowingly, opens a gym bag full of socks that have been marinating for days. The smell is unmistakable and unfortunately unforgettable. Yeah, not so pleasant, right? It's a scenario we all dread. But it doesn't have to be this way. There are simple steps we can all take to ensure a more pleasant flight for everyone. And while we all love to feel comfy and relaxed on a plane, nobody wants to be the person responsible for that unpleasant odor. It's all about being considerate and mindful of those around us. So, before you slip off your shoes, give them a quick sniff test. If they pass, great. If not, maybe it's best to keep them on. If in doubt, maybe keep those puppies on. It's a small gesture, but it can make a big difference in the comfort of your fellow passengers. And hey, if you're worried about a little foot fatigue, a spritz of odor-absorbing foot powder or a pair of breathable socks can work wonders. These small steps can help keep your feet fresh and your fellow passengers happy. Remember, a little consideration goes a long way. By taking these simple precautions, we can all contribute to a more pleasant and enjoyable flight experience. So next time you fly, think about your fellow passengers and take a moment to ensure you're not the source of any unwanted odors. Happy flying! Okay, let's talk about hygiene for a sec. It's something we often overlook, especially when we're traveling. Airplanes, as much as we love them for getting us from point A to point B, aren't exactly known for being sparkling clean. In fact, they can be quite the opposite. Think about it, hundreds of people pass through those aisles every day, tracking in all sorts of, well, you get the picture. Dirt, crumbs, and who knows what else. Now, I'm not saying you need to wear a hazmat suit on your next flight. That would be a bit extreme, don't you think? But walking barefoot on those carpets? Let's just say it's not the most hygienic idea. Those carpets have seen better days, and your feet deserve better. And here's another thing. You never know when turbulence might hit. It can come out of nowhere, and suddenly, you're bouncing around like a pinball. Imagine trying to scramble for your shoes while the plane's doing the Macarena in the air. Not only is it inconvenient, but it can also be dangerous. Not exactly a recipe for a smooth ride. Turbulence can be unsettling enough without adding the stress of finding your shoes. So maybe keep those tootsies covered, at least when you're strolling down the aisle. A good pair of socks or some comfy slip-on shoes can make all the difference. And while we're at it, don't forget to pack some disinfectant wipes. A quick wipe down of your seat area can go a long way in keeping things a bit more sanitary. After all, it's not just about your feet. Keeping your hands and the surfaces you touch clean is just as important. So, next time you fly, think about your hygiene routine. A little effort can make your journey much more pleasant and keep you feeling fresh. Safe travels, and remember, a little cleanliness goes a long way in making your flight experience better. Let's talk about personal space for a minute. Airplanes are already pretty cozy, right? We're all crammed in like crayons in a box. Now imagine your seatmate decides to stretch out their bare feet, and those feet accidentally end up, shall we say, in your personal bubble. Not cool, right? Even if your feet are perfectly pedicured and smell like lavender fields, it's just good manners to keep them to yourself. Remember the golden rule? Treat others how you want to be treated. So, keep those feet where they belong, firmly planted on the floor, preferably inside your shoes.